Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, today is Friday, and it's just a sensational week. This is the middle of May. In fact, it's right now, it's the 11th of May, and it's Friday, the 11th of May. Okay, hey, this is starting the summertime, and what did I tell you about the good summertime fishing? Son, it's not only me, my son Scott, and my granddaughter, they're catching them. The people on Lake Okeechobee are catching them. People all over the state are starting to catch great, big, giant topwater fish, shiner fish, chatterbait fish. Just to show you something, I just have to show you what's been the key deal. I don't know if you heard about the big tournament that was on Lake Okeechobee this last week. My son Scott fished it. Now, you know, a 29 or 30-pound stringer is usually going to win any tournament. Well, my son Scott and his daughter Hillary fished the tournament on Lake Okeechobee this last week, and they had almost 30 pounds. They had 29 something, and they did not make the money. There were 20 strings larger than that, or 22 strings larger than that. It was some kind of world record. Actually, 36 pounds won. And the guy that puts me on this frog all the time, Gary Milicevic, hey, he had 36 and a half pounds and still didn't win the tournament on the black frog that I've been talking so much about. He came in second place. Anyway, Gary is the king of frogging. And I'll just, first of all, just show you this frog. This has been a killer deal, and all week we have destroyed them, not only on Lake Okeechobee, and I went there and did a film, but on Headwaters as well. This is the Spro 60. This is the 60 popper. And what we've done, we've taken a larger 4-aught hook, like Gary does, and put the largest 4-aught hook on there, coupled that up with 50-pound test braid, and a big favorite rod and reel. Now this is the Pro Series. Actually, it's a flipping stick. It's a 7-foot, I don't know what it is, 7'6" heavy action. This is a 7'6" heavy action. Okay, and it's a Solace 8-to-1 reel. Okay, making a real long cast, and taking that Spro popper and just popping it along. I'm telling you what, folks, you can't believe the great topwater fishing that we had. But anyway, Scott and Hillary had fished this tournament on Lake Okeechobee, and the bass are in chasing bluegills. And he said, Dad, it's incredible. They went back into the western end of the lake. They found these bluegills jumping out of the water on the spawning area. And they started throwing around where they saw the bluegills, and bam, with this Spro popper, they caught 29.5 pounds and still didn't even place the money. But okay. I said, okay, Scott, let me do this. I'm going to go back Monday. I'm going to go back. This was Monday. And I'm going to go back and see what happens. So what I did, I got some pictures here to show you. I went back Monday, and all of a sudden, here's what happened. That morning, I went back, and this was Monday morning. Look at that one. Almost 10 pounds. Look at that one. 7 pounds. That was Monday. That was just practice. It was just a practice day. This was Monday. This is by myself in the boat on Lake Okeechobee, and I haven't been fishing Lake Okeechobee. I was fishing that Spro Frog, big giant fish. Well, then I go back Tuesday with my cameraman, Tyler South. I fished with him all the time, and we filmed together. And here's what I caught. Not only that, but I caught a 9.5 pounder on camera. It's hard. Look, it's hard to see. Look at this right here. Look at this. It's hard to see it. Can you see that big old 9.5 pound fish? That's a 9.5 pound fish right there. You can see it. That's a 9.5 pounder I caught on camera. What was the amazing thing about it, and why it was such a cool fish, was I told Tyler, I said, Tyler, I need a tight shot of this lure. So I threw the Spro Frog out there, and I'm twitching it along. He's got it full frame in the camera, and he's looking at it in the frame. And all of a sudden, that 9.5 pounder comes up and eats it and blows it up. And I'm fighting. He jumps all out of the water. We get the whole entire thing on camera, just in an entirely perfect monster trophy bass on camera. Well, you think that's good. You know what the next fish weighed? This is like early in the morning. Next fish is an 8 pounder. Same scenario. Then it wasn't long, we caught a 7 pounder. Same scenario. And by 8:30, now listen to this, folks. I know you won't believe this. I'm telling you what, the truth. By 8:30, I personally had 5 fish in the boat that went 32 pounds. This was on camera and documented. But anyway, that's just to tell you what was happening. And how we caught the fish was just exactly like Scott said. You go out there on these big spawning flats in the western end of Lake Okeechobee, where the clear water was and where the bluegills are spawning. You look real carefully. You got polarized sunglasses, and I see a little bluegill flip. Boy, as soon as I see him flip, I'd hot tail it over there with my trolling motor as fast as I could. I was using this boat right here. And so in that area, working that Spro Frog, and they crushed it. So anyway, I got back the next couple days, and so that was Tuesday. So Wednesday I decided to take up a party fishing, and here's what happened Wednesday. This is crazy. These are two different fish. I don't know if you can see the difference, but that's an 8-pounder and that's a 9-pounder. But here, the point is, this was Tuesday here on Headwaters. That fish was underneath the hyacinth mat. These hyacinths are in the background on Headwaters, and that fish, I took a big flipping jig and a big 2-ounce weight, and I flipped in and caught this big one here, or a big black one. And then just a few minutes later, I'm showing them how to frog fish like we did the day before for the film on Okeechobee, and I caught this 9-pounder on the, and that was with the guide party. And that day, this is another day, was just as good as the day before in Lake Okeechobee. My guide parties all caught fish over 7 pounds, all of them. I caught another 7-pounder. I caught another 6-pounder. They all caught 5 fish. It was the best topwater day. Now these are accomplished fishermen. These guys are from Texas area. They have fished tournaments. They said it was the best fishing trip they've ever had. They said it was the best frog fishing they've ever seen, and it was just about the best frog fishing I've ever seen. And so we said, okay, we have another day. So yesterday, this is so funny. Yesterday, it's exactly the same weather. Water temperature is 85 degrees. We all have our Spro Frogs. We have 3 of them rigged up, all set up with the right tackle, with the right line. We go out there first thing in the morning, yesterday morning now. This is after a giant bass day the day before. We caught just so many bass. And we said, okay, we're going to start off in the similar area. But not exactly the same place, but similar. And right off the bat, hey, this Patrick catches about a 6-pound bass on a frog. I said, okay, this is going to be another day just as good as yesterday. It's going to be a banner day. And right off the bat, I take a flipping stick and I flip up a 6-pound bass. Okay, so we got 2 6-pounders. Hey, it's really starting off good. The sun's just coming up. So this is going to be another great day. Guess what? We never caught another big fish. It all quit. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, the water is perfectly calm. I didn't see the bluegills jumping. Nothing much happened. We caught about 10 little bass. And finally, at 1 o'clock, I told them, I said, hey, folks, I got my shiner net. I got my good Calusa shiner net. And I use a big Calusa cast net. And I got my chum. As a last resort, let's go shiner fishing as a last resort. And so they said, okay, because we had a super day the day before with all those monster bass or frog. And then now we're going to get some shiners. So we go, and I made some cast net, and I caught 40 shiners. We went fishing yesterday afternoon, and bam, 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 we caught several. We had a 7.5, we had a 6, we had a 40 bass on shiners. So we saved the day with shiners. And that's kind of the way it is right now. As a guide, I'll tell my parties, I'll say, listen, it's getting on to the summertime. We're probably going to have a great topwater bite, but we got the backup. We got it's a big trophy bass backup with the shiners, and that's kind of what we're doing. How much time do we have here? Let's see what we have. I can't see, only 9 minutes. Okay. Well, anyway, that was kind of what's happening. Also, do you notice how clean the boat is? I use the Booyah cleaner. I had this boat interior done with that. It's that rhino wrap, and it's just so pretty, and the blood gets on it and things like that, and it cleans up so good. So I'm so proud of this boat, and I'm proud of one other boat. Let me just show you this other boat. Now I'm at Bill's airboat camp. Okay, he's got airboats all over the place, but this is my airboat. Look at this airboat. Now this is set up. I'm set up for summer fishing. And what this is, this boat, not only, this is really set up right. I finally got the power poles on here. Look at this. I got power poles on here now. Look at my power poles. Look at that. Big old blade power poles, all ready to go. Then I'm just ready to rock and roll. That's a big deal. Woo! I'm really happy with that. Okay, that's the first thing I have happen. Then the second thing is I got a nice trolling motor. Well, that's not really a Minn Kota trolling motor. It's just the one that came with the boat. This is a about a 300 horsepower Continental engine, and it runs actually dry. I could actually, if I wanted to, I could put it out on the grass and behind there, and I could run all around the yard. It's set up for that. It has a polymer coating. It's a plastic coating on the bottom. It's all screwed in. It's like a cutting board surface. It's a plastic, and it allows you to go over the ground. A certain kind of mud and certain kind of dry sand will kind of stop you, but for the most part, the grass, you can run over the shallow grass. So I'll get this set up not for Headwaters Lake so much, but there's two other really key lakes here in Florida that I got on. One, particularly in the summertime, is Kenansville, part of the St. Johns River system, and to the north is the best lake ever. It's called Three Forks. And Three Forks, I got my Captain, Mike, the Captain Mike, he has his airboat, and I'll tell you, Captain Mike is, he really does well with an airboat tour, and he catches a 10-pound bass all the time. And he told me that Mike, he has caught over 6 or 7 bass over 12 pounds in the 13-pound class. And so I follow Mike around, and sometimes we do airboat tours on the Three Forks. But anyway, this is set up for 2 people. I can carry shiners as well. But the thing is, right now at Three Forks, it's so low you can't get a regular boat in there. You can't get my Tracker Marine in there. I'm going to have to use a trolling motor. And by the way, there's just billions of bass fighting there at Headwaters, and nobody's taking advantage of it. There's hardly anybody at the launch ramp at either lake. People think for some reason that the summer fishing's over, that it's not as good. Well, I know up in Ohio, you can have places to fish right now. Maybe you don't have to come to Florida, but let me tell you, what I can do in Florida that you can't do in Ohio, I can put you on like 5 bass over 5 pounds in a single day, maybe even a 10-pounder. You can't do that in Ohio. You can't do that in Michigan. You can't do that in Maryland. You can't do that almost anywhere except here in Florida. Trophy bass are hitting the whole summer long. And so I just want to tell you, hey, we're available for charter. We have a great guide service. We have plenty of fish to catch. Contact me at judym@fishingwithrolandmartin.com. That's how you book me. But anyway, we've got great fishing going on. Airboating, topwatering, shiners, however you want to catch a trophy bass. We got it right here in Florida. Hey, folks. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit that likes button. I've told you a few things about some great frog fishing. I know that's going to carry true wherever you are from. Connecticut to California, you have good summer frog fishing as well. Anyway, we have hydrilla to fish and lily pads to fish. We have everything that you probably have up in Ohio, for example, except our bass are twice as big. Okay, come on down. We'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching.